Because I'm sounding the channel or something. Hey. Two cell phone. Put them aside. Okay. Hi everybody, I'm over to the side. I'm right here. Yeah, I'm just typing. Grizz is stirring up YouTube. Grizz, you stirring up YouTube? I know it's you, Grizz. Grizz, you stirring up YouTube. Oh, Coco Noel. What is this? Let's see. We're yeah, I'm here. Wow, what was that? I'm here. I was just every channel I go on, jerks. Oh, where'd she go? Uh-oh. Did you see that? People are being jerks all over. It's the same group of people too. Okay. Hi, Grizz. I knew it was Grizz. I knew it. I knew it. Let's see.
I'm just gonna start.
You gonna start now? Okay. Mr. B or B Man or whatever, it's gonna start now. So he's got all kinds of adventures to tell you about the bee yard. And so Grizz, I'll sit here and chat with you. We were expecting
a guest.
Yeah, who was that? I'm so sorry.
Well, we don't want to say who it is since.
Oh no, we'll wait. Simply is not. Yeah, I know, yeah. Kitty. I know. Simply is out. Susan.
So they weren't able to make it.
I know, Susan. Grizz
Okay.
is cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna pop on or what they're doing. But you know, you never know. I don't know. All over it's the same group. What group? I don't know. I just gotta stay low. At Mr. B. Yeah. Hi, Mr. B.
Yeah. Hi. Okay.
We have to stay under the radar.
I'm going to start. Yeah, under the radar?
We have to stay under the radar.
I don't even see the radar.
It's the radar. You got to stay under the radar.
Okay. Well, I have to know.
Telephone. Hold on. I have to turn off the. Let it ring.
I have to know where the radar is first.
Yeah. Okay. I'm holding YouTube hostage until they came in. I have no idea. Okay. Sorry about the phone, y'all. We normally, I normally will unplug it. Okay. Real quick. Yeah, Simply's not here. She's having a radio day.
Okay.
Is that her own personal one, I think? Because I looked it up and I couldn't find it.
I'll go take the phone out.
Yeah, take the phone out. Who are going after tons of people. Uh-oh. No kidding. Well, I guess we're gonna, I don't know. Whoa. After a big, well, I don't know. I'm not a big channel. What is that? Voicemail. 2 other messages. So they leave me a voicemail. Simply
Okay.
is observing, just a second. Simply is observing, I have to catch up with notes and stuff.
Okay, fine. I'll wait.
No, wait, just a second. Simply is observing, oh, I think that was Sherry. Hold on. I think Two Family just called me. Simply, hold on. Hold on. Where's that?
I took the phone out.
Where'd you put it?
It's out there on the right. You see it?
Hi, girl. How you doing? Fine. You sound so sophisticated. Don't worry. We're on here, and we're going to get this over with. Everybody, wait a minute. Hold on. Everybody say hi to Two Family. Hi, Two Family. So we're
This is multimedia.
we're live streaming now, but I don't know where what's his name? I have no idea. I'm coming out there. Can I come visit? I'm coming out there. Kitty said hi to Family. What? I'm coming out there. I'm coming out. Okay, you got a guest room? I'll stay in a hotel. Okay. I'll stay in a tent. Coming out there. You know what? I don't blame you. Don't worry about it. We have just a few people. Everybody on YouTube is either quitting or being harassed or there he is. Vinnie G. Vinnie G. Hold on. Vinnie G. Are you gonna show up here? I need a yes or a no. There he is. Hello? He just showed up. It's kind of late for you guys to do anything, I think. I asked her husband, and you know how I hate to ask people for help. It was that or order a $700 program.
Okay.
I got the look. Okay, he said yes. So, okay, Vinnie G, I'm going to put you on Hangouts, okay? Oh, hello. You got to watch this. You're going to love this, okay, Sherry? We're on live now. I'm sitting here talking to you and talking to everybody. Okay. All right. Okay, bye. Okay. All right, Vinnie G, I'm going to, I know your email. I looked it up earlier. Could you slide over, please? Hold on, Vinnie G. You guys are going to love him. How many of you have ever met him? Uh-oh. Let's see. How do I do this? Chat, screen, camera. Yeah. Yeah. Screen share? That's not it. All right, Kitty. I think I'm supposed to do this before I sign on. Kitty, is there a way I have to send Vinnie G an email to get on here? Pickers, hey, anybody? I know his email. Do I have to sign out of at the top? Click the little person with the add button. Okay, is there a little person? Click the little person with the add button. You see a person?
Not yet.
Oh, there he is. Okay, no, there it is. Okay, wait. Add names and email. Let's just add everything. Okay, wait a minute. VINE. You got it. VIN. See, there's no E. That's what screwed me up earlier. And Y. Okay. I don't know why everybody has these differences. Okay, now. I think that's it. That's it. Now, invite. Now, Vinnie. Hey, Mama Cat. Vinnie. We just invited you. So yeah, we're on Hangouts. Thank you very much, Kitty. I want to see that person before. Oh well. So when you get check your email, Vinnie, where'd he go? And when you get your email, just click on there and come on the screen. Okay, and I don't know what we go from there. Oh Lord. Hey, wait a minute. Oh wait, hey, yeah. This guy is phenomenal, and I need him to tell me about his flow hives and everything else over there. How can you just like say yes if you know Vinnie? Because some of you do. If you've ever been in one of his streams, Vinnie G. TJ, hey, hi TJ. Okay. Anybody ever watch his Vinnie? Where is he? He's yeah, isn't he awesome? So he just, I don't know where he went. He's somewhere.
Did we lose him?
No, I sent him the email. So he should just click on put the link in, click on it. Yeah, yeah, I do too. What he was telling me about bees, I was just floored. And then what he was telling me about Australia, I was even floored more. I mean, he's just a stand-up guy. Then he has an awesome, oh, does he? Okay, Kitty, we'll get that out of him. Lasagna. You know, they, you know. But he, no, Vinnie. Vinnie, you got to open your email. In your email, there's a, I'll send another one, okay? But there's an email from me or somebody, and you have to click on that email and then when you click on it, start talking, and you'll just take over the screen. Ta-da! Hey, Sherry. Okay, Sherry, we're working out of here. Just give me about an hour. Sherry knows me. We're waiting, Sherry. Kitty, should I send him another one? No? Yeah, is it just, didn't I just talk to you? Well, no, I don't know, Cher. I don't know. I forget things, Cher. No, not really, not too much. You're coming out there. Or you're gonna, I mean, so I know, we'll Skype. We gotta, I don't know. We'll figure out something.
He's in Australia?
Yeah, he's in Australia.
Maybe there's a time delay.
There's a time delay because he's in Australia.
I mean, I don't.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe, you know, the links.
The links. Where is he? It shouldn't be too difficult. All he has to do. Should I send him another email? Will that screw him up?
You're saying one.
So?
Well, I think if that one's delayed for some reason.
How many emails do you have? I just sent it. Cake. Yes, just think cake. He's still in that deck, huh? How's it coming along, Sherry? Vinnie, email. Vinnie, you want another? I mean, should I send him another one? He can't find it. You can also email him directly with the link copy. Yeah, okay, Kitty. I don't know what she means. Okay, you can also email him directly with the link copy and paste into email. Yeah. Okay. Okay, TJ, thanks for stopping by. I don't know what you mean. See, Kitty, we're on two different computers here. Get ready. Oh, okay. You found it? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. There he is. I don't see you. Talk. So you pop up on their screen. Talk, and then I'll start it.
Hello.
I don't see you.
Hi, I do. He's right here. Oh, he just disappeared.
Don't disappear. Talk. Tell us. Yeah. Hi.
good morning, good evening, whatever it might be.
Speak up.
I've got to work on this microphone, I think. How are you?
We're dealing with Rookie here.
Good
This
morning.
is very good company.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning from me. Good evening to you.
Okay.
You got it.
So,
Okay.
what do you want to know?
I want to know about those flow hives, how much you paid for them, and how they send them up. Yes, don't you love the accent? Okay, can you speak up? They can hardly hear you. And then you
Yep.
tell all about the flow hives and what happened and everything.
Okay. Was looking at the flow hives, and we thought if we're going to buy one, we may as well get a couple of people together. And so we decided to buy 3, and they were $1,000 each. And the company comes out and sets them up in your backyard.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt you, but how much each?
$1,000.
$1,000
each, guys, for a hive over there where he lives.
And that was populated with a Italian queen and a colony. And yeah, you just wait a couple of months and get your honey out. It's interesting. It's low maintenance beehive, but my colony flew away, I think, or went to bee heaven.
Well, so you're talking $3,000 for beehives?
Yeah, for 3 of them, yes. We put one in my backyard, one in a friend's backyard, and one in another friend's backyard. Very productive with very minimal, what would you say, maintenance. Jar there and turn the tap and clean honey comes out. And I don't know much about bees myself. I really don't. That's why we sort of went down that path.
Okay, and they set the hives up for you. Do they give you any direction for how to maintain them?
Yeah, basically, they come there, they set the hive up, and they say that's it. You got nothing else to do. If you have any problems, just give us a call. They offer some support for 12 months, and but within 2 months, 3 months, I think I was putting jars under the taps and extracting honey out of it, and I just did nothing. I just sort of opened the tap up and got honey.
Okay, someone wants to know, is that $3,000 in United States money, or what's your exchange, do you know?
That's Australian money, so that would be we don't have a very good exchange with the US, so it's probably more in US dollars. You're probably looking at Australian to US. I'll just do a quick on the keyboard. AUS. Got some garbage coming up now. US to USD. And that exchange rate is 1 Australian dollar equals 76 US dollars.
76 cents.
Sorry, 76 cents. Yes, 76 cents. Yeah.
I just looked it up. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's cheap. It's cheaper for you guys. It's 3,000 Australian dollars is 2,292 US dollars at today's currency valuation, I guess you could say.
So if I have $1 of our money in Australia, that's 76 cents.
No. Reverse.
It's the reverse. Okay. So what about the homestead movement in Australia? Is it? I remember you saying.
Yeah, it's not like in the US you call it homestead living. Here it's just like how would you say it? There's the same movement. It's exactly the same. They have a different name for it. It's like going bush. That's what they say. We're just going bush. When someone says we're going bush, they're building a house out in a big block and trying to live as off the grid as they can, as much as possible. We're really big into solar and wind down here. You know, so it's really not off-grid living, but it's, you know, people trying to live out in the bush. It's a very harsh environment to live out here if you do go bush.
If you go bush, is that the same as going to the outback?
Yes, most likely. Very desolate, destitute place. But our bush isn't like, oh, how would you say? It's not like a forest like you guys have. Ours is like full of gum trees and a desert type of environment. You know what I mean? It's really harsh.
Yeah, that's what
you got to get you got to get used to it.
Yeah, is it true that most of the population lives on the coast of Australia and the central part is mainly a desert populated by Aborigines? Or
the central, well, you probably have to reach the outback, the start of the deserts from where I am, you have to drive about 5 hours. So it's probably a band of about 1,000 kilometres around the coast heading towards in, if you were to trace it around the whole coast of Australia, that's habited. And the rest is, yeah, pretty much desert, bush. Our farms here, like if we have an agricultural farm, it's not a farm unless it's probably, say, 100,000 acres. You know, our farm, that's a small one. That's a small one.
But that's not, that land isn't cleared for anything. It's all like swamps and stuff, right?
We have some pretty bad swamps here that you don't really want to go into. You won't come out of them alive. So, you know, it's pretty bad. Some places you go is yeah, really, really prehistoric wildlife in there.
So, like your farmers, where did they have like farmland? Like you mentioned somebody in your family had like 1,000 acres. Was that correct?
Yeah, my parents.
1,000 acres. What is that? What is that, like pasture?
Okay, it's a wheat and sheep farm, I guess you could say. And if in winter it's very cold, there's nothing around there. It's just open fields. It's very hard to work it. In some, you rip the weed up. You actually have to work through the night so the machinery doesn't get hot. I learnt pretty much to drive trucks and tractors and stuff like that at a young age. And yeah, it's a good life, but it's a hard life. Farming is a hard life here.
You mean so the machinery doesn't get too hot there? What's the temperature there?
Where my parents are in the wheat belt, it can get up to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius.
I don't know what that means. I never passed that in school. Hey, all I did was say, what do you want me to do to get through here? So
the joys of metric and imperial conversions.
Yeah, well, you know, they changed it because of Canada. I don't live in Canada, so
yeah, I'm looking it up now.
My husband's looking it up.
Excuse me. How much Celsius?
45 to 50.
Okay, thank you.
So you had bees in your backyard, and do you have anything else out there? Like, what would happen if you wanted goats or something back there? Do you have like zoning like here? You hear people say, huh?
None.
That's 104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay, that'll do it. Wait, so you have no zoning. So if you wanted to put goats or something in your backyard, nobody could say anything about it, or chickens or whatever.
Nothing. Nothing at all. It's your responsibility, unless your neighbours, which wouldn't be very close, but your neighbours might complain about the chickens bringing rats or mice or something like that. But
So,
no one ever complains.
okay, like how do you have like a yard for like a garden or something, or you just go out to your parents or someplace else?
No, I've got how would you say? Yeah, I'm getting a bit lazy in my older age, but we go through these phases here where we think, oh, let's make some tomato sauce. So we'll plant maybe I don't know, 1 acre or 2 acres of tomatoes at my friend's house, and we won't really look after it. We just have a beer while we're planting tomatoes, and whatever we get out of it, we get out of it.
Wait.
We're very relaxed and very lazy in a sense.
Okay, you plant 1 acre or 2 acres of tomato plants?
Yeah, for fun.
Is this on where you live?
Up the road from me, 15 minutes away, a relative of mine has 20 acres, and he doesn't do much with it. So we've got tractors there and excavators. So I don't know, sometimes we just go there and dig holes just for the hell of it. Like, for example, we bought 500 shells of 500 shotgun shells from the gun shop yesterday, and we're just going to have a shooting day. So we're just going to shoot clays. There's no intentions for anything here. We just do what we feel like on the day, on the month.
Sounds like your family owns half of Australia. By the way, he's in Australia, as you all know. So now, like, do you have regulations for guns? Do you need a permit to carry a gun or anything like that?
Very strict here. You're not allowed to have any convictions, no criminal background. We can get what's called a provisional license, which allows us to hold 1 pistol, but the pistol must be stored at a gun club, so you can never take it home. But we can. It's a bit of a process to have firearms, but if you have land, they'll just give you the firearms, providing you can get the license.
What about protection in your home?
How would I explain it? Put it this way, I go out and I never lock the doors.
I beg your pardon?
When I go out, I never lock the doors.
You don't lock the doors?
No need to.
It's like the U.S. 50 years ago.
No crime? I thought there was a lot of crime over there.
There is, in a sense that if you go to where the major cities are, that's where most of the crime is. But once you get about 25 kilometres out from the city, there's not really much crime.
Okay. Does it snow where you are?
I need to travel maybe 3 hours to get to the snow. In Australia, the snow's not really that good, so people from Australia tend to travel to New Zealand, where it's a little bit colder, and they have a better snow season.
Wow. If y'all have questions, type them up. He can't see the chat, okay? And I've been watching here. Okay, go ahead.
Do you have Manuka honey there in Australia, or is it only in New Zealand?
No, we have Manuka honey here, but it's how would you say? It's very expensive, very, very expensive. It's like $30 maybe for half a kilo.
A kilo?
For half a kilo.
Cup? A half?
Hang on.
Y'all don't have cups over there, like ounces?
Yeah, that's the hard part. The conversion rate to everything.
Metric. What is the difference in the taste of honeys? Cher, I honestly can't tell the difference, except for Tupelo.
A kilo is 2.2 pounds, so about a pound of honey.
Okay, and that's 30. Okay,
$30. Yeah.
Tupelo honey from Florida, Cher, is great. It doesn't crystallize on you. And it does take, that's the only one that I've ever known to taste different. And I'm a little biased on this. Our honey is just fantastic.
Tupelo is one of the higher priced honeys in the U.S., but Manuka is desired worldwide. They're putting it in some medical supplies.
Yeah, have you heard that?
Yeah, no, they do that down here. Yeah, it's in a it's actually in a lot of women's face cream products for skin allergies and things like that.
So you don't, it's external. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I've actually seen. I've had the privilege of being in a food manufacturing environment where a lot of honey was used. I think I've said it before. And what they did is they made a nougat, and it was like a chocolate bar, and it was called Honey Log, and there was a lot of honey that went into that, and like I literally saw tankers full of honey coming into this place.
Wow.
And our orchards here, once you get up into a region called Mildura, the orchards will be, say, around, I would have to say 5,000 acres, and at the end of each orchard row there's a beehive for the pollination of the orchard, and just the honey that comes out of these major orchards is unbelievable.
One beehive. Okay.
No.
Oh.
At the end of each row, there's an actual beehive, and like there's hundreds and hundreds of them.
So there's no shortage of bees over there.
No. Just like there's no shortage of kangaroos.
You can tell me about those in a minute. For some of you, we mentioned this before. It used to be, and Vince, you may be aware of this, years ago, we got the majority of our bees from Australia. And then, and then they stopped it. Either Australia said no more bees or whatever.
No, I think the U.S. stopped
The U.S. did, yeah.
Because of one of some virus or something.
Yeah.
You guys get a majority of everything from Australia. It's funny the way the export market works out of here. Like the best oranges grown in Australia go to America. The best apples go to America. The best of everything goes to America. We get second class everything.
Well, we have to pay big bucks for it. Something that you mentioned that I thought was fascinating is how, and I think the people in the chat would enjoy this, how everything over there kills you.
Yeah.
You made a comparison. You said everything over here kills us. No. We don't have those bugs over here and stuff. Could you kind of go through like the stuff over there, and then you could tell us about the kangaroos, the things that will kill you.
Okay. We have our general set of spiders here, which we know are dangerous, but then it was about 15 years ago where, I don't know, out of the blue, some new spider popped up, and it's called a white-tailed spider. Now, once you get bitten by this, its venom eats your flesh, and it's an allergic reaction, and it's very hard to stop. There's no vaccine against it, so some people it affects worse and some people it doesn't. So, but we've become accustomed to that. That's just the type of stuff we deal with.
What do you mean accustomed to it? You just are on the lookout for it?
You just see them and go, oh, yeah, another whitetail, just squash it, and that's it.
I can see why you would squash them.
Okay, anything else that crawls or flies?
The flies, you guys have a big tick problem. We don't seem to have that. It's just our, how would you say? What else kills you here? Oh, the fish. We got some pretty bad fish. You know, you got to watch where you're walking. They'll take you out. Literally, you won't survive that.
Wow.
Wait a minute. What kind of fish?
Like stonefish, even our snails. Some of the snails, aquatic snails in the around the coast in the ocean, they're pretty lethal. They'll induce a heart attack. You'll go. What else we got? Yeah, from the water to the land, it's all our snakes. We've got the most venomous snakes in the world. Spiders, the most venomous. They hurt. Not only do they poison and kill you, but before you die, you're in a lot of pain.
Wow. Do you have mosquitoes?
How would you rate our mosquito problem? We've got such a bad mosquito situation that we have a river called the Ross River, and there's bacteria in that water, and the mosquitoes obviously breeding in water pick up this Ross River virus and spread it to the population, and I think they've only just come up with some sort of vaccine for that.
What does the virus do to you?
Puts you in hospital for about 2 to 3 months initially, and then it's onset of complications with respiratory and heart problems for probably about 12 months. So you get past that, you'll be good.
How big are these mosquitoes? Like a small bird?
No. The problem we have here, as opposed to you guys, you get a winter and have hibernation periods. We don't have any hibernation periods.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, now everybody's listening. Go ahead.
Our yellow jackets never die. Oh, the kangaroos, yeah, they're funny. My last incident with a kangaroo, I'll go through a couple of incidents with the kangaroos. In the earth moving business, you got to start early here. So I think it was about 4 in the morning. One morning, I jumped on my motorbike and I went to the yard to pick up the truck and the machine, and probably about 70 kilometers an hour, I hit a kangaroo on the motorbike, and I was lucky to stay up, and that destroyed the motorbike completely. But last year, I was in a small truck, and I just stopped and bought a cup of coffee, and this is about 5 in the morning. I've got the cup in one hand and the steering wheel in the other, and I'm driving down the road, and 2 kangaroos jumped out. They were quite big. I've actually made a video on it and the damage to the truck. It's in my fun things, I think it is, and it destroyed the truck.
Oh my goodness, the kangaroo. So
yeah, they're solid. There's the biggest fear that anyone has with a kangaroo when you hit them with a car is that they smash the windscreen and jump in the car. If they jump in the car with you, it doesn't matter what speed the car's doing, you may as well jump out. They will rip you apart.
Do you all hunt and eat the kangaroo meat?
No. Yeah, it's like a giant rat to me.
Are the kangaroos protected, or do some people hunt?
No, you can hunt anything you want, really.
Oh.
Yeah, anything you want. A lot of people on properties, they what would you say? You shoot kangaroos to feed the dogs. They use it as dog meat.
Dogs. Oh yeah, there was something about the dogs. What's with the dogs over there?
Everyone here likes to have dogs, not so much for protection, but more companionship, and they're just really, really good hunting dogs. But our chicken farmers here, I've been watching some videos on the way chicken farming's done in the US on these homesteads. On the homesteads here, basically the farmer goes out and buys an old caravan, and he turns that into a chicken coop. So the chickens get accustomed to going into the caravan every night, and what he does is he has to tow that caravan around to a different spot every day, because we have these grubs in the ground that if you can't get rid of them, they eat the roots of the trees, and the trees fall down within 1 year. And to protect the chickens, because he's towing them out like probably hundreds and hundreds of meters away from where anyone can protect them, we have a white dog. It's a breed that come from Italy. This dog has a natural instinct to eat its own feces, so the wildlife can't detect that the dog is there. And it's a very, very good guard dog for these chickens.
Okay, did you mention before that some of the dogs there are, well, we have wild dogs here too, though, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it the dingoes, is it? What?
The dingoes, yeah, the dingoes can be bad, but the wild dogs are like stray dogs. The dingo is the original, what would you say, is a breeder dog to Australia. It's like a wolf. It's a pack hunter. 20, 30 years ago, a baby was actually taken and eaten out of a tent by these dogs. But the wild dogs themselves, I remember my dad going for a walk one day, because my dad had bad legs, and he always goes for a walk and it stops his legs from freezing up. And he didn't come home, you know. So okay, get a gun, you know, put some ammo in it and go looking. And yeah, he was stuck up a tree surrounded by about 4 dogs, you know, and he couldn't get down, you know. So you know, you got no choice. You got to kill them, because they will go you, you know. It's simple as that. Our carp, we have big carp. You know, if you could eat European carp, we have carp so big here. They're just, you got enough fish here to feed an entire world. We eat sharks.
Cows, or what's big? Sharks?
No, carp. European carp.
Oh, European carp. Okay. Do you have somebody wanted to know, do you have koala?
Koala bears. Yeah, it's probably the only animal you'll ever come across where a human can actually pick up its feces and eat it. And the simple reason is a koala feeds on eucalyptus, which is a highly toxic plant to humans and to its babies. So when it's rearing its babies, the mother actually feeds the young its feces. And you can actually go to these koala parks and you can taste it, and it's like a honey, put it that way.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
My thing is, why do you all stay there? Is it just
we had no choice. It's home, you know. I try to explain to people how Australia was founded, and it's sort of unbelievable. It was just a whole bunch of prisoners were thrown on an island and said, "There you go, do the best you can."
It's so you, but it just seems, I don't know. It seems like, you know. Anybody else feel like me? Like, why? You know, you hear things about London and about France and Paris. I mean, even though they are, you know, killing people. Although you did say you didn't. Well, no, wait. You did say you didn't have any terror attacks there yet.
No, not on any scale the world has seen. I'll give you a rough idea of what used to happen here in the bush when the first early settlers came here. Everyone was dying, and they couldn't work out why they'd find all these bushmen, explorers in the bush. And what would happen is they would boil a billy and make their tea. And they had this bright idea that, oh, well, we've got to stir the tea in the billy while it's boiling. So they'd snap a branch off the tree, and they'd be stirring it with this branch. And a lot of our trees here are toxic as well. If you get the wrong tree, you're gone.
The trees are. everything around you is toxic and poison.
The Aborigines, which are our native people, are very, very smart people. They even have,
I'm not sorry.
they even have their own what would you say, birth control methods used naturally. And what it is, we have a tree here, and the female Aborigines will go up to this tree and they'll pick a handful of seeds. They drop it in the water, and whichever seeds float will bring on an abortion.
Get out.
Seriously, yeah.
What
you and I would what you and I would do with an ostrich egg, if we had an ostrich egg, was probably crush it, as in an Aborigine person would cut the egg open carefully, eat the inside of the egg, then fill that egg up with water and plant it in the ground somewhere, so as they know and they remember where it is, so they have a water supply, constant water supply, no matter how far in the desert they travel. Yeah, very, very smart people when it comes to living off the land.
Are they like on reservations or groups or something somewhere?
No. Basically, as a if you are not of Aboriginal descent, the only way you can get onto their land is if you go through a baptism ceremony type thing, and they are very, very what would you say? Put it this way, even the Australian government doesn't want to tamper, affect with any of their way of life. They want to keep these people as the people of the land. They live so simply, but they live on the best part of Australia.
Wow.
And you watch the kids, you know, the kids are 4 or 5 years old. They don't have any toys or anything like that, but they're happy kids, and they will catch any snake you want to eat. They will play. They know what animals to play with and all that sort of stuff. It's brilliant to watch.
And big capital letters over here. Oh yeah, I got a question about trees. Different types of trees there, like evergreens and oak, whatever. But someone says move. Yeah, move. So like, what like, what's your like over here? Every day we have oak trees. We have I don't know, elm.
We have a lot of deciduous trees in the forest.
Pine trees, like
a lot of evergreens, depending on where you are and if they're planted.
Yeah.
We have a problem here. It's not so much a problem, but we are a country that actually needs bushfires to regenerate itself. The seeds need to go through the burning process, remain in the ground, and they will only sprout once the fire has gone through. That's very funny. We don't have a lot of deciduous trees. We have a lot of evergreen trees, but some of our trees are named after what they do. We have one called the widow maker. Basically, farmers would go and sit under the tree. It was so hot, and the limbs of the trees would crack and kill people, fall on them and things like that. And they're all of the eucalyptus species.
Like, do you have like Christmas trees, like the pine trees?
We have Christmas tree farms. They're not very, what would you say? They're not a tree from this country, so they've been brought in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But we have farms for Christmas trees.
Have you ever been out of that country to another country? And if so, where did you go? I'm just curious.
I was born in Belgium.
Well, you're just going from bad to worse here.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry.
No. Belgium's a pretty bad place now.
Belgium is extraordinarily liberal. Is that where I was telling you about the euthanasia? Do you have relatives there in Belgium?
Yeah, but I've been living here for 40 years now, and I really don't remember I haven't really kept. I came here as a kid, you know, and yeah.
So you don't keep up with things in Belgium, right? Or you do?
No, through my mother. I ring my mum and she keeps in contact with them. But yeah, they're dropping like flies.
Okay. Yeah, I read that. I watched a documentary about Belgium, and they have the most prepping Ohio. If you're going to go, you got a lot of things that may kill you over there, spiders and stuff. But anyway, they have the most liberal euthanasia laws on the books. I mean, anybody can check out if you're depressed. If I'm like, oh, I'm just so depressed and I've been on medication for 5 years, 2 years, whatever, it's not helping. My quality of life is no good. You can just go.
Yeah, look, from what I remember of it, I still remember how to speak French, so my memory's not that shot. But when I grew up in that place, it was very historical, and I had grandparents on both sides, on my mum's side and my dad's side, that survived World War II. And the stories I got from that, you know, alone, I grew up in an environment of hearing of all these war stories and thinking, well, that was the biggest war I'm ever going to see in my life. And yeah, how wrong was I? You know, we've had so many more wars since then. But yeah, Belgium is actually a very beautiful place. It's the ruling government is what stuffs it up.
Yeah, it is very pretty. It is very pretty. They've got some extremely liberal laws. Like you were saying that it's very laid back and liberal in Australia, right? Very relaxed. It's not like over here, everybody seems to be hyper, you know, and
okay, I'm going to try and be as Australian as I can possibly be, all right? Let's say we have a general election here, and there'll be a couple of different parties running. There'll be the Labours, the Liberals, and that's it. You'll have people from opposing sides at the polling booth, and you'll go in, you'll cast your vote, and the minute you come out, everyone's still talking to each other. There's no voice. You'll hear hey, mate, what are you doing? Oh, nothing much. I'm going to the pub for a beer. You want to come? Yeah, all right, no worries, let's go. You know, and everyone just sort of walks off. There's no one's really into politics. We think all our politicians are dickheads. You know what I mean?
So it's not over here, if you like Trump, you're on one side, and if you like Clinton, you're on another.
No, it's not like that here.
And we've got that Black Lives Matter. I think they've gone underground for a while, and Occupy Wall Street and all these other groups and the skinheads and the white supremacists and you name it. There's just so many things, you know.
Yeah,
you don't.
No, well, see, the funny thing is, if you research Australia's history, it wasn't until the late 1950s that the government started trying to denounce its whites-only policy. We were a very racial place.
1950?
Yeah, 1950 to 1960. We had a whites-only policy.
Oh, so I couldn't have come there in 1950.
No, seriously. It was the government was very, yeah, and that was because of the British hierarchy.
Wait a minute. What if I was a criminal?
Oh, yeah, no, you would have been here.
If I was a black criminal?
Yep, no, you would have, then you would have, yeah, made the ranks.
Where?
You would have made the ranks as a criminal. You would have been led into the country.
Someplace else, right?
Sorry?
I would have been not with the white criminals, with the black criminals.
No, criminals are criminal here. We don't discriminate.
Wait a minute. Australia was formed from all criminals, you said. So, I mean,
our police force was the best behaved criminals. That's our first police force. That's how it was founded.
what force?
Our police force
Was criminals.
The best.
Yeah.
Okay, so until 1960, only whites could move to Australia, right?
Yeah, it was very, very, very racial country, very, very racial, more than South Africa.
Really, the apart? Oh wow! I mean,
Yep.
yeah, but did you have? Yeah, well, oh wow.
There's been
Wow.
there's been a lot of reparations paid back to the Aboriginal community, because what happened here is when the British came here, and like I reckon what they did was disgusting myself. They basically stole the children from the Aboriginal people and turned them into slaves, and you know that's and the government is now, what would you say? They're getting paid so much compensation money now for the crimes that the governments did against these people, and rightly so too.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but I don't know if blacks would want to move to Australia with all that. I mean, do a lot of them move there? I would think. Who moves there? I'm just curious.
You're talking 60.
Well, that's not too far off, you know.
We're not even 30 million people. We're, I think 26 million is our population. We could take another, probably, I reckon, 50 million, 60 million quite easily. But what happens now is with all these global wars, like especially in the Middle East, we seem to have a high concentration of, I don't want to sound bad, but Muslim people. And yeah, we keep them in check with our Australian behaviour. Really, they don't like. We don't want to see our landscape ruined by mosques and all that. So when the people need to come together to fight and oppose a building of such magnitude in a country or rural area, yeah, they'll never get it built. Never.
They won't get them built, you don't think?
No. Well, see, the problem is, I'll give you an example. My friend, he has 90 acres, 40 minutes from here, and he's trying to sell it, the 90 acres, and there's a creek running through it. But because of those towns 40 minutes from here were highly populated with Aboriginal communities, Aboriginal communities where they used to live, now all that land comes under a heritage listing, so they have buffer zones. There could be a burial site or something like that. It can be detrimental to what the price of the land will fetch, and if there is such things, artifacts and all that on the land, then you can never build on it. And that's what these people buy up a huge parcel of land and think they're going to build a mosque or something like that on there, but it won't go through because of those situations.
Right. What's the average cost for like 90 acres out there or something like that?
4.5 million.
Whoa. Okay. How about 5 acres?
Okay, 5 acres. Let me see what I just seen. 5 acres. 5 acres, you'll probably pay. It depends if it's in a zone where you might be able to subdivide it and turn it into smaller parcels. But if it's if that was the case, 5 acres, you could probably still get for around 200, 300,000, but you would have to move a fair way inland to get that. If you were to get 5 acres around where I am now, automatically the developers would subdivide it into however many 500 square metre house blocks they can get into it, and each block would sell for no less than $400,000.
Whoa.
It's very expensive here. You wouldn't believe how expensive it is here.
Well,
we,
then
we
how,
used we used to be the lucky country, but we're not anymore.
so your food prices are high? Like, what is a dozen eggs? I'm just curious.
Okay. Yesterday we were at the butcher's. One a Scotch fillet. A Scotch fillet is $32 a kilo.
Who's a kilo then? A
Scotch,
Scotch?
a Scotch fillet. That was $32 a kilo. A kilo is, I think, 2 pounds.
Yeah.
A chicken. Like if you want to roast a chicken, the chicken's going to cost you between $13 and $15.
$15 for a chicken?
Yep. That's with no feathers. That's all plucked and everything.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're cheaper.
Sorry?
So if you go to the big butchers and they're cheaper if they're not plucked and they have the feathers and everything?
You can buy them like that. Yeah, in the markets, they probably you pick your chicken basically in the markets, and yeah, they'll chop its head off, and there you go. There's dinner for tonight. You go home and fix it up.
This is something. I'll tell you.
We're very we are very laid back. We're very, very laid back here. Very laid back. You wouldn't believe how laid back we are. Our biggest motto here would be "She'll be right, mate," which basically means don't worry about it. We'll handle it some other time. When someone says, no, she'll be right, that
So
means, yeah.
You would have to be. There's poison stuff running around, and the kangaroos running around.
Yep.
And you would have to be. What is the biggest thing like people do there to make a living? Like factories or farming or?
What would you say? We have to manufacture for ourselves, but it seems that our technology has caught up, so now we manufacture for the world. Okay. And it's funny how it works, because I'll go to the supermarket and I will want to buy oranges from Australia. I can't get them. They come from California. You know, I really can't get any Australian products in Australia. It's all exported.
What about if you go to a farmer's market?
Yeah, you can go to a farmer's market, but then again, our citrus growers here, and I'm talking thousands of acres of land for these farms, the government had to step in last year to stop the export of some of our citrus fruits to you guys, because we were going to run out of citrus fruit. We were getting such good money for our citrus that they were really big years for the citrus industry.
What do you get it from us? Like Kelly's saying, what about import stuff from the U.S.?
The only thing we see imported here from the US might be Chevys and and Harley Davidsons and Jim Beam, the good stuff.
That's it, eh? Okay.
And Harleys. That's
it. Sponsor, instead of saying is mining big there?
Mining is really big. I'll give you an idea. Okay, I'm going to make you die. All right, so
okay, everybody get ready to die. He's going to make us die.
Okay. Basically, having worked in the earth moving industry, we specialize. We have builders licenses. We can build a house. Right? I could probably do one blindfolded if I had to, but I'm just not into it. Anyway, we lay concrete foundations to build these houses on. Now we're so lazy here that we have a lot of trouble finding labour. So you've got to pay good money to find labour, and when you find that labour, you've got to pay better money to keep them so they don't go somewhere else. So we had this 24.
Go ahead.
We had this 24-year-old guy, right? Get your currency conversion ready because you're going to need it, right? We had this 24-year-old guy. He was working for us 5 days a week, and he did a good job, and he supervised 3 people under him, and we paid him 3,000 Australian dollars a week.
Okay.
Okay, now convert that to US dollars, and he's 25 years old at this time, right? And if he worked on a Saturday, we threw in another $300, I think it was. He had to pay his own tax out of that, but that's what we paid him a week.
Okay.
And he ended up leaving, saying that it wasn't enough money.
Wow. I mean, did he
So you're
finish
talking-
the work for you?
Well, he's a relative, really, and we trained him up to be a concreter here. And, yeah, he actually went to work for his brother, who was in the same industry, but with his brother, he had less responsibilities.
Wow. Okay,
We gave
have
him. Yeah, go.
3,000 Australian is 22.94 American.
Wow,
A
that's
week.
still not-
A week. A week.
So you don't have like, wow. So Prepping Ohio is asking, what is Vegemite? Vegemite?
Okay, the biggest mistake anyone can make with Vegemite is, I've watched people do it many times, is you once someone sees Vegemite, they look at it, they smell it, and it smells like chicken stock. It's basically fermented yeast kind of paste. Now, the biggest mistake everyone makes is they treat it like peanut butter. They stick the knife in the jar and they just smear it all over the place. But that's not how it works. You just put a little bit of Vegemite on, so just a very thin coat on the sandwich, and we love it. We were born and raised on that stuff. But it's a very, very you need to acquire the love and the taste of it. Basically, you can't just smear it on, because everyone who does that, they will hate it. You can't grab a spoonful out of the jar and put it in your mouth, because I guarantee that anyone who tries it, who hasn't tried it before, will probably puke.
Wow. Okay.
And that came Vegemite actually was an innovation by it's a historical innovation, because we had people here, we had no refrigeration, we had no nothing. This is back in the 1700s. So I don't know, maybe someone found a bit of rotted food that they chucked out, and oh, this ain't bad, and there's Vegemite.
Well, we're going to end now because there might be other streams on, but Vinny, Vince, move.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
In your morning time there.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, no. It's 11:08 a.m.
Whoa, thank you so much.
But I think it's Thursday today, not Wednesday night.
I never know what day.
International
Yeah.
Dateline.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
they're-
on it.
Yeah, we're one day ahead. You're in your future.
Wait, who's in you? They're in our future? Wait, we're in our future.
Oh, well, you are here. It's Thursday morning.
So you could tell us.
It's tomorrow there.
Everybody's saying thank you. Okay, Vince, Bob Homestead,
no problems.
Kelly G Farm, Mary Reed, Share, Two Family, Prepping Ohio, Kitty's Homestead,
President Trump.
Renee, Grizz, always Grizz, Coco, CDN Taylor.
No, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has. So you know our future. So when we need to know something that's going to happen the next day, like if somebody attacks or something, I'll be on the horn.
Yep. You just come here and ask me, and I'll tell you how you go.
Isn't he?
Like,
He's wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. Thank
no
you.
worries. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, it has.
It's a lot of fun.
It really has. $1,000. You know, if there were $1,000 over here, we wouldn't have any bees.
Well, that was a flow hive, though. They're
Yeah, that's a flow hive. Yeah.
We still wouldn't have any bees.
fun.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Vinny.
No worries. Thank you very much.
And if you haven't subbed, just please sub to him. And good night, everybody.
Yep.
Take care.
Have a great
Good night.
day there, Vince.
Yeah.
No worries. See you, mate. Bye.
Okay.